Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. So I just want to quickly start by apologizing. I forgot to tell you that the Lucinda Matlock poem was on a paper copy, but if you have misplaced your paper copy, remember you do have access via your online textbook for the poem, and that can be found on page 827. So if you did not get a chance to complete yesterday's homework, make sure to do so. And again, if it was because you couldn't find the actual poem and you weren't savvy enough to do a Google search for Lucinda Matlock, you do have your online textbook, and that's on page 827. Alrighty? So for today and tomorrow, you're actually going to be moving on to a different story. And this is a story that we haven't read. You're going to read it on your own. And yes, you'll be fine. Don't worry. Okay, so this story is on starting on page 1019. So go ahead and access your online textbook. And this one is by Ernest Hemingway, a very famous author. Before you actually start reading it, though, what I want you to do is in your drive, I've pushed out this free write that has to do with our story. And I'm already giving you a sense of the plot. What I want you to do is to take a few minutes and actually respond to one of these two prompts. Again, choose one. You do not have to do both. So the first one, think back to your last relationship. Why did it end? What happened between the two of you? Looking back now, is there anything you wish you would have done differently? Do you have any regrets when it comes to that broken relationship? Explain. You do not have to use names. It's up to you how personal you want to get. You know that unless you give me something that I need to report, it stays confidential and I will not share with anyone else. The second option, why do people fall out of love? What happens sometimes in relationship that leads to people breaking up and losing that sense of love for each other? Explain. So in your 67 years of expertise, give me your thoughts on why people fall out of love based on what you've seen. So again, you only choose one, and then I'm looking for, it's a free write, so good 5 to 6 sentence paragraph response. Make sure that you're responding to all parts of the prompt. There are multiple questions built into each one of these, and you can simply do it on the doc that I've pushed out to you. All right? Once you've completed that, then you can go ahead and get back to the online textbook. Okay? And you want to start by actually becoming familiar with our author. So right here, there's an author biography. Okay? So you want to read through that so you can get some background on Ernest Hemingway. Very, very important American author. You will hear his name brought up for the rest of your life, especially in the academic world in colleges. So it's important to get a little bit of history on who he was. And it'll help you understand the story more because you're going to see that he actually incorporated elements of his own personal life within the short story. Okay, so it is important that you read this. Once you've done that, you do want to go ahead and actually read the story. Start by simply reading it. Remember, the textbook, the online version, does a nice job of actually highlighting the words that you may not know, so you can actually click on it and it will bring up the definition. Okay. So once you've actually completed the reading for this short story, then you want to go to the second doc that I've pushed out to you that has to do with this story. It's the Modernism in Hemingway doc that has been pushed out to your folders already. You're going to start by answering the post-reading questions. And there are 1 through 5. Start there. Once you've done that, I now want you to focus on those defining features of modernism that we discussed yesterday and that you started working on your own Monday and Tuesday. So just like we did for Richard Corey and Lucinda Matlock, I want you to go back and tell me which of these defining features of modernism do you find evidence of in Ernest Hemingway's short story, The End of Something. Alrighty? And you're going to have Thursday and Friday to work on this. So I've pretty much given you the schedule for the entire week. If you didn't get a chance to finish up yesterday's homework, start there before moving on to Ernest Hemingway's End of Something. So I do expect these docs to be completed and ready for me to check in, okay, over the weekend. I'll be honest with you, I will not look into your folders until Saturday. but don't put it off. Use class time appropriately. All right, if you have any questions, go ahead and shoot me an email. I will be checking my email periodically. All right, good luck, ladies and gentlemen, and have a wonderful spring break.